Shyamalan. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we ain't just talking, we're dreaming. We're reaching for that light that shines inside each of us, even when the world tries to dim it. From the first step to the final spin, this journey is about rhythm, resilience, and rising above. You see, greatness ain't given, it's earned. Move by move, heart by heart. So if you're ready to glide past fear, break free from doubt, and master your stage in life, then come with me. Let's dive deep into the beat of becoming legendary. Are you ready? Between who you are and who you're becoming. Too often, people freeze in its grip. They stand still, waiting for the fear to disappear. But fear doesn't vanish when you pause. It grows. It wraps itself around your ankles, keeps you locked in place, whispers lies in your ear, that you're not enough, that you'll fail, that you'll be judged, rejected, forgotten. And those whispers, they become louder than your dreams if you let them. But let's flip the script. Imagine fear as a spotlight. It's bright, yes, it's intense. But what if instead of hiding from it, you stepped into it? What if you glided toward the heat, moved with intention, danced through the very thing that once held you back? You see, fear is an invitation. It's the sign that you're on the edge of growth, the edge of something that matters. If you didn't care, you wouldn't feel afraid. Fear only shows up when the stakes are real, when your heart is in it. So don't freeze. Don't retreat. Flow forward. Turn fear into part of your routine. Let it be the reason you practice harder, show up stronger, stay sharper. Think about the moonwalk. It's one of the most iconic moves in history, but it only works because you defy expectation. It looks like you're moving forward, but you're gliding back. There's a lesson there. Fear tells you to stop. But you don't stop. You adapt. You make it part of the art. You move in a way no one expects. That's how greatness works. Not by erasing fear, but by turning it into a dance. Everyone who's ever created something meaningful has felt fear. Every breakthrough, every bold move, every transformative moment, fear was there. But so was courage. And courage doesn't mean the absence of fear, it means stepping anyway, speaking anyway, moving anyway. Fear tells you the risk, courage tells you the reward. And here's the secret: the more you move through fear, the more you train yourself to trust your own rhythm. Fear starts to lose its power. It may still appear, but it won't paralyze you. It becomes familiar. Like an old tune you've heard before, you recognize it, nod at it, and dance anyway. Don't waste your time trying to eliminate fear. Spend your energy learning how to glide through it. Practice the steps that scare you. Speak the truth that trembles in your throat. Show up even when your knees shake, because every time you do, fear loses just a little more of its grip. You're not meant to stand still. Life's too short. The music too sweet, the stage too wide. So don't wait for perfect confidence. It might never come. But clarity, that comes when you move. Power, that comes when you step. Mastery, that comes when you dare to glide, boldly, beautifully, right through the fear. Mastery doesn't start with the spotlight. It starts in silence, in sweat, in solitude. It begins in the practice room where no one's watching, where mistakes echo loud and progress comes slow. Every legend, every icon, every master of their craft began with the basics. They didn't skip steps or chase shortcuts. They repeated, they refined, they rehearsed until what once felt impossible became effortless. The basics are your foundation. They are your rhythm, your timing, your control. They're not glamorous, but they're essential. Think of a dancer who can spin in midair or glide across the floor like water. That kind of freedom doesn't come from flair, it comes from discipline. It comes from knowing exactly where your feet are, how your body moves, how balance works. It comes from understanding the rules before ever trying to break them. Too many people want to shine before they're steady. They want to be different before they're solid. But real confidence comes from competence. When you've mastered the fundamentals, you don't just perform, you belong on that stage. There's no hesitation in your movement, no second guessing in your message. You own your space because you've earned it through countless hours of dedication no one ever sees. Repetition might feel boring, even frustrating. It can feel like you're not moving fast enough, like you're stuck. But repetition is where transformation lives. Every time you go over the same routine, your body learns, your instincts strengthen. Slowly, what once required conscious effort becomes instinctual, and that's when the real magic starts to happen. You begin to create without thinking. You improvise, innovate, and elevate your performance, not because you're lucky, but because you're ready. Mastery doesn't mean perfection, it means depth. It means going so deep into your craft that you can feel it in your bones. You know how to recover when something goes wrong. You know how to adjust, adapt, and keep going. You stop being a student of steps and become an artist of movement. The basics don't disappear, they become invisible. They support everything you do without needing to be seen. Some people chase trends, thinking that being flashy will make them great. But greatness that lasts, greatness that echoes through time, is built on principles that never go out of style. Timing, clarity, purpose, focus. These are the tools of a true master. And they're forged in practice, not performance. Eventually, when you've drilled the basics into your soul, you gain freedom. That's when you can bend the rules and make something entirely your own. That's when you take what's been done and flip it, twist it, transform it into something new. Innovation only has power when it's grounded in skill. Without foundation, even the most creative ideas collapse under pressure. But with it, you're unstoppable. Every great performer, every expert, every game changer has paid their dues in silence. They've practiced when no one clapped. They've refined the same routine over and over until it became art. So, the next time you feel impatient, the next time you're tempted to skip ahead, remember, the ones who master the basics are the ones who last. The ones who show up day after day, who choose discipline over distraction, who pour their soul into the fundamentals. Those are the ones who don't just perform, they take the stage and they make it their own. The world is full of noise. Opinions fly from every direction, telling you who to be, how to act, what success should look like. It's loud out there. The pressure to fit in, to follow trends, to please others can be deafening. And if you listen to all of it, you lose yourself in the static. You start doubting your rhythm. You start copying someone else's choreography, forgetting you've got your own moves, waiting to shine. Critics are always loud. They don't need credentials, they just need a voice. They'll question your choices, challenge your vision, mock your passion, all from the sidelines. But here's what they don't understand. You weren't made to move to their beat. You were made to dance to your own. The real rhythm, the one that leads to something powerful and lasting, doesn't come from the outside. It comes from within. Inside you, there's a pulse. Your values, your truth, your unique way of expressing life. It may not look like everyone else's. It might be offbeat, unconventional, maybe even misunderstood at first. But that rhythm, that's the gold. That's your originality, your signature. The more you mute the noise around you, the louder your internal rhythm becomes. You start to hear it clearly. You begin to trust it. And once you do, every step becomes more certain, more meaningful, more you die. Following your rhythm isn't always easy. It takes courage to walk a different path, especially when people don't get it. It's tempting to conform, to blend in, to do what's already been done because it's safe. But legends aren't born in imitation. They're born in the boldness of being real. When you trust your rhythm, you stop performing for approval. You start performing from purpose. Your rhythm might tell you to slow down when the world says speed up. It might push you forward when everyone else is staying still. It might draw you toward a sound only you can hear. That's okay. That's exactly how greatness works. The ones who change the game are the ones who ignore the noise long enough to hear the beat of something bigger inside themselves. And the beautiful thing is, when you commit to your rhythm, it inspires others to find theirs. People feel authenticity. It moves them in a way perfection never could. You don't need to be flawless to be impactful. You just need to be real. You just need to be true. And in that truth, there's a strength that no amount of criticism can shake. There will always be someone who doubts you, who questions your every move, but they don't know your rhythm. They haven't lived your story. They don't feel what you feel. That's why their noise shouldn't steer your direction. Let them talk. Let them watch. You've got something deeper guiding you, something unshakable. Keep tuning in to that inner voice. Keep honoring the rhythm that speaks to you even when no one else can hear it. Because when you do, your life stops being a performance and starts being a masterpiece. Every step, every choice, every word begins to align. You stop chasing validation and start creating legacy. The rhythm within you isn't random. It's designed. It's purpose-filled. It's powerful. So drown out the noise, not by fighting it, but by dancing louder to your own truth. Move with confidence. Move with soul. Move with the kind of authenticity that no one can imitate. True mastery goes beyond trophies, applause, or having your name in lights. It's not just about being the best, it's about being a light. It's about taking what you've learned, what you've struggled through, what you've overcome, and using it to uplift others. Real greatness isn't measured by how high you climb, but by how many you bring with you. The most legendary people don't just leave behind records or routines. They leave behind change. At some point, you realize your talent, your voice, your influence is not just for you. It's a tool, a gift, and gifts are meant to be shared. When you use what you've got to heal, to teach, to inspire, you become something more than successful. You become significant. You go from performer to purpose bearer, from artist to leader, from talent to legacy. It's easy to think that leaving a mark on the world means doing something huge. But sometimes it's the small acts that ripple the farthest. Encouraging someone when they're ready to quit. Sharing your story so others feel less alone. creating something that speaks to someone's soul, lifting a voice that's been silenced. That's real impact. That's power. And anyone can do it, not just the people on stages or in the spotlight, but every person who decides to live with intention. There's a reason people remember kindness longer than brilliance. You might forget the perfect performance, but you never forget how someone made you feel. The world doesn't need more flawless people. It needs more generous ones. People willing to show up not just to shine, but to serve. People who care as much about their audience as their act. People who ask not just, how can I succeed, but how can I help others succeed too? You've spent time learning, growing, failing, rising. That journey has value. That wisdom has weight. Use it. Someone out there is walking a path you've already conquered. They need your insight, your encouragement, your truth. You don't have to be perfect to be impactful. You just have to be willing. Willing to share, willing to give, willing to lead with heart. Legacy isn't built in a moment. It's built in the decisions you make every day, to give more than you take, to stay humble in your greatness, to remain rooted in your humanity. It's about asking yourself, when the lights go down and the crowd goes home, did I do something that mattered? Did I lift someone else? Did I use my time, my energy, my voice for something bigger than myself? The people who live forever in our hearts are the ones who gave more than they had to. They didn't just impress us, they moved us. They didn't just stand out, they stood for something. They challenged us to grow. They reminded us to believe. They helped us see the best in ourselves. So whatever your gift is, whether it's movement, music, speaking, leading, healing, use it with purpose. Channel it into something that leaves a trail behind you. Not just a memory, but a movement. Something that outlasts the moment and lives on in the people you've touched. Because when the final curtain falls and the stage grows quiet, it won't be the applause that defines you. It'll be the lives you've changed, the hope you've given, the doors you've opened, the next generation rising on the strength of your example. That's how you live forever. That's how you leave the world better than you found it.